Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hash. We're playing some more Minecraft today. You might be able to hear from my voice that I'm a little bit under the weather, and just recording this introduction really quick to tell you that this episode is going to be a little bit different. We'll do more like a show and tell. I will work on some stuff, and in a day or two, I will actually record and show you what I did. I'm gonna work on the sheep farm back there and the slime farm today. But I don't know what to do first. I'm bad at deciding, and I used to have a Decidotron here, and now I have a Decidotron 2K. So we will click, and then we will do whatever it is. Let's slime farm first. Okay. See you in a day or two. Haha, my voice is kinda back, but only kinda. But I feel comfortable using it, so we are going to actually record something. It didn't do too much yesterday. Or maybe it just doesn't look like that and I want to play it down. Actually, it did a lot because I redid most of the wiring here. So Slime Farm, in case you have no idea what the point is here, watch older episodes, I suppose. I'm not going to explain this and why we want to like have a slime XP farm in the first place. But I'm actually going to go through the wiring really quick. So over here we have our two droppers, right, to count 17 slimes. We will actually do this and leave one in there so we can trigger this manually. So when the last slime falls down, like before I had to do everything manually, like the block to block them from jumping, had a lever for that, like a separate lever. The crusher, I had a separate lever. Like everything was not automatic, was like manual. And now when we trigger this, it all happens automatically. So it extends this block, then crushes them, then stops crushing them, and this block will stay extended. And now we got like 1 HP large slimes in here. Is the idea. I'm not sure if the delay for the crusher is correct, but that's something we can fix. Then this button will reset the whole thing and put the 17 cobble back into here. Let me show that really quick. Also, did you hear that? Not a single dropper click. Annoying noise. Because of this hopper timer, it's perfectly timed to give out exactly 17 pulses. With 5 items. And it's not the hopper timer that gives out the pulses, right? It's like this comparator clock. But that gets powered by the hopper timer, so hopper timer timed perfectly. Okay, here's the hopper timer for the crusher, which currently has 6 items in it. Probably not correct, but we will see. Anything else that's interesting here? We power this piston in a weird way, so we don't butt power the piston below it from the crusher. And it's going to get a little bit more ridiculous in a sec. So we also got this override, which will stop slimes from falling in from the top. And this only works to prevent slimes from falling in. When you already got 17 in here, this lever does nothing. You can't override the blocking from the farm being full. Which is totally intended, by the way. Use torch logic to set that up. Let me have a little sip really quick. Because I guess my voice isn't that great yet. Okay, that's about that. The interesting part, though, is our TNT setup. Because last time we blew this up in our face, in case you don't remember. It's because when you have path blocks and water over them, the water doesn't prevent environmental damage downwards when you have TNT on the path block. And because apparently it's technically inside the path block and will just destroy all the dirt here and some of the glass and all of the wiring. So for that we got this observer block, which we replace the TNT against, and you can do this from here even if the glass panes are there. It extends a block below it, gives us a ding ding, as you just heard. And once you shoot this with your bow, it's going to detect that. And wait a little bit before retracting this block. So our TNT explodes when it's inside the water, but not yet on the path block. Is the idea. I'm not sure if the timing is correct, but we will see that in a sec. And that was super ridiculous to wire up. So this is our observer block. And we got a piston here, because we gotta have a piston here, because the only way we are going to take a signal from this observer block is with a piston. Because we can't use a repeater, right? Because that will be on top of this piston, and when this piston extends, repeater drops off, right? Same with redstone wire. Gotta have a piston here. And we gotta have the piston below for the crusher, and we gotta have this whole setup on the left. Because if it's back there, there's no way I'm going to be able to place the TNT there. I gotta like go inside the farm with 17 slimes, place this TNT here, and get out alive. That's not going to happen. Anyways, having 3 pistons on top of each other, kind of a challenge. Especially because I don't want to like butt power the bottom piston, right, from the crusher. As a matter of fact, I actually do butt power it, but if I butt power that, I don't want to update that. Because, I mean, it would be kind of pointless, right, if this block retracts and then it lands on this block from the crusher. Okay, that's also, by the way, why it gives us the ding-ding, because if we don't wait for the ding-ding, it's going to immediately retract and then extend both blocks later on. So it's got to be ready before we shoot the TNT. That's why there's the ding-ding. Anyways, it was kind of challenging because the only way to not power the bottom piston, or butt power the bottom piston, is to butt power this piston. However, if we do that, we gotta somehow update this piston, for which we have no space here. So as a matter of fact, we gotta power this piston directly. But if we power this piston directly from the side, which can only be done with this block, or this block here, we are going to butt power the piston below it, guaranteed. So what actually is going on here is we are butt powering the piston below it, but as you see, it doesn't extend if we wait. Right? Doesn't extend, or even though it gets updated from the middle piston, right? Like this is a guaranteed update, the middle piston. And when we destroy the TNT, it also doesn't extend or do anything. So why doesn't it do that? That's a perfectly good question. It's because we actually don't update it. And this took me like an hour to figure out, or longer even. Because what actually happens when we place this block in front of here is we are going to retract this block and not extend it. And when this observer triggers, it's going to set a 2-tick pulse, or 1 redstone tick pulse to this piston and this piston, right? This is going to leave the block behind. This is going to leave the block behind, quote unquote. It's going to retract the block, so it's not going to leave a block behind on the first trigger, but on the second one. However, when this retracts the block, this block already butt powers this piston, but not the piston below it. And at that point, it's still extended. It's just enough time. Like if there was even 1 tick of delay here, it wouldn't work. But just enough time to keep this extended. Then the signal goes around and powers this piston and butt powers the piston below. But the piston below won't get an update, right? Because this is already extended now. And that's the trick here that I had to figure out. So works out like a charm, quote unquote, until we try it and it actually explodes in our face. Which we are going to do right now. So I haven't tried this with TNT yet. And I don't have a whole lot of worries because I built this in creative like 6 months ago and there it worked. We gotta place this block first. That's kind of annoying. Because this should be a path block in the end. Anyways, in creative, I had a still water source. And the thing about flowing water is it's not as high as a still water source, right? Because it flows and slowly becomes less high the longer it flows. So this might actually... Wow, I should have put on like my Death Strider boots. This might actually explode in my face. We will just put blocks here for now, even though in the end there's going to be glass panes there, but I don't have glass panes. So let's see. Yes! Okay. So it didn't destroy any blocks, right? It's timed good. Okay, in that case, we can actually try this with real slimes. So let me get 2 glass panes. Any holes we need to fill up? Not really, right? This is not big enough for large slimes. Right? Because they are slightly bigger than 2 blocks. Okay. So I'm going to get glass panes and a bit more TNT. Already got potions here because I built a lazy auto brewer too. There's the wire access. And in case you don't know this, because you haven't seen my old episodes, the idea is when you take out the last portion, it's going to brew a new batch. Currently it's shut off though, because I don't have enough fermented spider eyes. Because I don't have enough mushrooms. And I haven't grown any mushrooms yet. But yeah, be back in a sec. Okay, slight hiccup here, because all these slimes in this farm are messed up now. Reason being that I activated the slime farm, and then I went to make a tea, come back, game crashed, and some of them are pushed inside of each other now, which means they can't get around some corners, or they're taking their sweet long time. And if they do, they are like a stack of 5 and stuff. That stuff suffocating in here. But we can actually still try if the crusher is correct. Dun, dun, dun. And this is the amount of slime balls that you get when you have like a lot of stacked up guys. I need 9, right? Bring this back up to 17, 16 plus 1, yeah. Okay. So crusher was too short. I lengthened it by 4 items. We'll see how this goes. Do we wait for like one more slime? It's going to take forever. There's still no slime around there. So let's just shoot an arrow into that, but it's super finicky. Not shooting the arrow, that's fine. Can I destroy this block? Yeah, okay. Arrows sometimes don't activate tripwires. Especially if they have like high velocity. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, that seems a lot better. And I only have 2 potions left, so we need to farm some mushrooms after this run. I still don't know from where to throw it. I think I need to be a little bit closer if I throw it over here. And because the last portions didn't hit all the slime. Okay, that worked fine. And get another one in there, and then we got only small slimes. And the thing is, I didn't place the TNT. I should have placed the TNT first. Because this is going to be impossible to place. Wow! That was super easy. Wow. Oh yeah, you might not hear the ding ding when there's a lot of slimes in there. Now I'm hitting the small slimes instead of the TNT. This is... I need to get like a different setup for the ding ding. But yeah, it killed almost all the slimes. There's 2 left here. So I'd say this is okay this way. But we should try one more run. For which we need to make new potions, which means I need to get fermented spider eyes, for which I need mushrooms. And I'm going to kill all these guys or leave the area so they despawn. Gotta walk really far though. Gotta make a boat or something. Do I have... I have 1 more mushroom. I don't know how my sorting system works. I don't have bone meal though, right? It's kinda... 3 bone meal is not going to be enough to make 1 big mushroom, right? So first of all, let's throw all of this away. I need to build an incinerator for slime balls. Oh, you need to tell me what I can do with like 4 million slime balls that I'm going to get from this thing. On top of the 14 million that I already threw away. I guess we just take both bones. And did I take the mushroom? No. Why would I? Okay, and let's get some steaks. And then see me trying to grow this mushroom and failing 4 times in a row. I'm not sure what the light level needed to be. I mean, I just need to be able to place this, right? Is this high enough? Maybe. Oh. That was quick. It's like one bomb here. Okay. Second one didn't work. This is not a good idea. I should just leave. You know, it just occurred to me that I could have just went into another portal, right? Because it's spawn chunks. They are always loaded, so I go into another portal, no player within 128 blocks of any slime, all of them despawn. Theoretically, I'm not actually sure if that works. You might need to exit in the overworld first. It's like a mineshaft there. Okay, I should be far enough away. Kinda do want your ender pearls. This is dangerous. Okay, just need one more slime. Too late. Okay. Anyway, spam clicking Minecraft doesn't really work anymore. I should remember that. I mean, I'm totally used to not spam click, but I recently played Better Than Wolves again. And I had to get used to spam clicking there, because not spam clicking is death. And suddenly I can't do it in Minecraft anymore. It's kind of hard to switch around. Anyways, this time we are going to place the TNT first. Maybe? I guess it's not going to work, right? I guess we place it afterwards. Then that was pretty easy earlier. Do this. Do this. Okay, get this lined up. And place the TNT. It's too many small slimes. I gotta have a setup to place the TNT. Or maybe like a dual piston extender that pushes it into place. Because doing this is kind of annoying. Yeah, it's maybe not too bad if we have like a couple of medium slimes in there still, right? Maybe it's kind of bad. Alright, I think we need 2 more slimes. Or apparently 1. Tested this a couple more times. We should do an enchant really quick to see if we get 30 levels, or back up to 30 levels. I'm not sure what to enchant though, but we will see. It gives us a good enchant maybe. Yeah, tested this a couple more times, and I learned that it's indeed possible to kill all the medium slimes with 1 potion. Something which I thought wasn't possible. Do I really want another pick? Not really. What would I want? Do I have feather falling boots? No. I have a feather falling book. Only level 3. Maybe we should do boots. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. I'm breaking 3. We will just go for that. 1, 2, 3. And hope we get something cool. Left strider sheep. Okay, that's pretty much perfect. It's like those boots combined. We'll live with that. Put feather falling on it later. Where was I going? It's possible to kill all this medium slimes with a potion if you throw it like perfectly timed. It's unlikely. So my ideal case for this would be, like, no matter what you do, you kill all the slimes with 1 TNT and 2 potions. We can kill all the slimes guaranteed with 1 potion and 2 TNT, which is what I'm going to do now. Also, I didn't ever check if TNT actually destroys the orbs, like the experience orbs. So This is why we just did an enchant. Check that. So we won't actually pick up the experience orbs. Dun, dun, dun. Do this, and then shoot the TNT. Hopefully I waited long enough. That should kill all the medium slimes. It looks like it does. Good. We can get away from this. We don't pick up all the experience. And got this. This is kind of annoying that the small slimes can actually jump in front of that. How did that not hit the TNT? That's stuck inside the TNT, right? On the edge. What the heck? Dun, dun, dun. Well, that should have killed almost anything. It killed everything. Okay. And let's see if this gives us 30 levels. If not, we either get unlucky or TNT does destroy experience orbs. No, doesn't seem like to. Okay. It's like perfect. Like the perfect amount. Okay. So yeah, project is not finished, right? I would like a way to only use one TNT and 2 potions, would be nice. But 1 TNT and 3 potions also not that bad, right? There's also an idea to have like a second brewing stand here that just brews poison potions to like soften the medium slimes up, so we are guaranteed to kill them with 1 damage potion. The reason we are not killing all of them with 1 damage potion every single time, by the way, and in case you don't know this, is not that we don't like hit the full 5x5 with a damage potion, because you can. Like, that's not the problem. The problem is that a damage potion doesn't do the same amount of damage. It's actually dependent on how close the mob is that you hit. Like, if it's on the outer edge, it gets less damage. Which I would like changed, in my opinion, because potions are underwhelming anyways. Would be nice to have that a little bit. Actually, let's empty this so it brews a new set. So yeah, another idea which I had, which we won't do now, because I also want to do something else this episode, but I'm probably going to try this, is to have like a tripwire here, right? We throw the first potion, nothing happens, it just kills all the large slimes. But when we throw the second potion at the medium slimes, have that detected with like a tripwire, and then compress all the medium slimes to the middle. Right? So just have them compress for like a second, so they don't all die to max entity cramming, or none of them die to max entity cramming really, because that takes some time. But so all of them get like enough damage from the potion we throw in, so they all die. Is an idea that might work. Yeah, and we don't need to destroy the water source for that. We can just compress like the middle 3 blocks should be enough, right? Because I think a medium slime is bigger than 1 block. Actually, I'm pretty sure. So we just need to extend these 3 glass, these 3 glass, and 3 glass on the right here. I can't actually do it from the front, right? Because we need to be able to stand here. But yeah. Anyways, I mean, I'm happy with the progress I made here. Did all the wiring, it's pretty neat. And yeah, we can leave this running like on the side now. Also need an enchanting setup there and stuff. And it's also good to leave this running, because when I'm working on the sheep farm now, which I'm going to do now, mostly off camera, this is not the right way to the sheep farm. I also need to replace 1 sheep in the sheep farm because it died earlier. Because of a reason I explain now. A nice thing when you have this running is that you don't get a lot of other mob spawns, right? Because you're going to fill the mob gap with slimes. And over here, like, mobs spawn where the sheep are at the moment. I actually lost this sheep because I shot a creeper, but didn't hit the creeper, hit the sheep. So, gotta replace that. And going to work on this a little bit, so I'm going to be back in a bit. Yeah, I'm struggling a little bit with the visual design of the sheep farm. I kinda like this, having the support pillars like so, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? It just looks wrong, because this doesn't add any structural integrity to this build, really, right? You have like a support pillar in the middle holding up 2 floating slabs. Like, why? I don't know. Because I don't know what to do with the slabs, really. It's that's my issue here, I think. Like support pillars not the problem, but what to do with these floating slabs? Initially, I wanted to have something like this, right? So the wool doesn't float anywhere, fall. It doesn't go into wrong spaces, but actually, with the slabs alone, I mean, I tested this a couple of times. It never seems to fall, like, not into the hopper. It always bumps against the slab if it wants to go really far, and then it falls into the hopper because it bumps against the slab and the ceiling. Like, it all goes into the hopper every single time. So there's not really any need to do this. And there's another good reason to do this. If we do this grass on the top here is going to be super useless. Because grass can only spread from blocks which have a light level of 9 above them, at least. And if you have a slab here, it's light level 0 above the grass block. The grass block doesn't decay or anything, right? But it also doesn't spread anywhere. So this doesn't really add anything. At least with slabs. I guess we could use like pistons or whatever. Those are like leave light through, right? But pistons are not going to work. It's going to look really crummy. So yeah, I don't need this and also don't want this because light level and grass spreading. So something else we could probably do is like something like this. And then attach it like to the ceiling. How does this look? I might like that. That's not too bad, right? Okay, let's... Why am I using my stick touch pick? I don't know. I think I needed like 2 smooth stone for something. What if we do that like in a different direction, like to the front? Oh, I like that even more. I mean, we could use both, right? We could alternate between them. Can we do that to the side too? I mean, of course we can do that to the side. It's the magic of Minecraft. That's also not too bad. I mean, I really like variation and kind of random things, so maybe we do all of them. And then we will actually have this go to the far end and like go back down here. Like so. Also, something else that we need to do is like take care that there's a light level of 9 on these blocks, because right now there isn't, and I don't really want torches there. So let me play around with this a little bit more, and I will be right back. All right, dyed all the sheep, finished the room for the most part. The boards look pretty random, which is good. Gives it a nice cave feel, which is what I'm going for here. The middle here isn't lit up enough, so mobs can spawn on this, so we need to change something about this. We could just put slabs on top, right, to have slabs? How would this look? Because you can still jump over this, and I mean, you don't need to be able to walk over this, right? Because you do one side and then you walk along the other side. It's also nice because you can just like hold right strafe with the slabs on top, and you don't accidentally like go in here. If your angle isn't perfectly 90 degrees or whatever. But yeah, all the grass is lit up. Not sure if I like this though. Also, for the slabs, I didn't opt to attach them to the walls or the ceiling, because one of them looks cool, 2 of them still looks cool, 3 of them still looks cool, 4 of them already looks too messy. And mainly because we have the sheep so close together here. Also, still don't have brown dye, so these aren't dyed. But there's something about this that I don't really like, and that's that we have dark sheep in front of a light background. Would be much nicer if we had it the other way around. Like, for example, have a redstone lamp here. And power this. Now we have a bright sheep in front of a not so bright background. I mean, if we do this, we can make the background as dark as we want, right? And then it highlights the sheep a little bit more. Might be cool. Not sure. Could also connect this to the redstone, right? So when the sheep is up, this lamp is on, and when the sheep is down, lamp is off. And wouldn't matter all that much for this grass, right? Because this grass right now, when the sheep is down, can't spread to the dirt block the sheep is on anyways. Can only spread to the dirt block when the sheep is up. So I might do that in the end. Wow! It can actually fall out of there. I haven't seen that yet. Seems to be super rare. Yeah, like all the other ones work. But yeah, anyways, that's going to be it for today. Running out of time for this episode here. Yeah, it didn't happen anywhere, only happened there. Only way to prevent that really is to have like a slab here, here, and technically in front of the dropper, right? Because technically it could, if it can drop there, it can also drop in front of the dropper. Or on top of the dropper, but then you can't share the sheep, so probably keep it like this. I mean, this works good enough. Doesn't matter if we don't get one wool every 40 sheep we shear or whatever. But yeah, as I said, might change this room and make it like bright sheep in front of a dark background instead. Don't know yet. But yeah, we are running out of time for this episode. Have a good day, take care, bye bye. We'll see you in the next one. It's kind of like whack-a-mole.